What I've learned to love about the culture of leadership here on campus is that it's very much all about the student entering into this position versus sort of like, we're gonna like completely like change you into a different person. It's more like, how can we take what you have and what you bring to the table and like elevate that?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Bold. I'm your host, Edgardo Giron. Today I'm gonna sit down with Nguyen, and we're gonna talk about his time here at St. Thomas, how he switched from being a pre-med student to a graduate theology, and how he won Mr. UST. But before we get started, make sure to check us out at Mac Studios UST on YouTube and Instagram to stay in the loop and get a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at everything we do. Now let's jump into this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to Bold. We're here with Mr. UST, grad assistant, alumni, officer of FSA, the owner of Kel Crew, starter of FOST, Nguyen, guys. Let me get an applause. Woo!
Thanks for having me.
What's up, man? Gotta have you here on the show.
Yeah.
Dude, so for those people that don't know you, right? Tell me a little about yourself. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you did before this. Just tell me a little about yourself, a little elevator pitch.
Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I went to school here for undergrad, so graduated in spring of 22. I'm here for my master's in theology now, graduated BS in cell molecular bio. Kind of all over the place, mainly in campus ministry, grad assistant there. But I like to help out in other areas, whether it's like clubs or just student activities, doing stuff like orientation. And then, I'm kind of everywhere.
You are everywhere. Yeah, I've seen you so much. And so I want to go a little bit, right? Before St. Thomas, what high school did you go to? Were you involved or?
Before St. Thomas, I went to the Bakey High School. In terms of involvement, high school was, your typical involvement. I had a club or two. We were in a health professions high school, actually. So HOSO was pretty big. I know we have a chapter here, but, high school, doing the competitions, doing there. And then a lot of my time actually was outside of high school in terms of involvement. I was pretty big at Scouts at my church. Went from Boy Scouts eventually to venturing after I turned 18. But it was fun. We just went on camps a lot. We went shotgun shooting a lot too. So we're a bunch of rowdy outdoor boys and stuff. Yeah, we're just outside. Just having fun.
Okay. So now coming to St. Thomas, right? Coming in first year, couple years. Were you involved on campus? Like, what was that transition like?
Yeah. So coming into St. Thomas, new environment. Definitely a lot of an adjustment in terms of just the extracurricular scene, having to really find out what's there yourself. School does a great job of introducing you to a lot, but it's really up to you to make that first step. So first couple years, I was really trying to focus on my academics. I didn't really get too involved around just out of, I gotta focus on school, school is expensive, it's college now and stuff. But really my friend, John Tran, I don't know if you know him.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to John. He was really involved off the bat. And then we just kind of, we talked a lot about, how our experiences were going at school. And then he was in Mendenhall and then OL. And he was like, it's a really fun experience, just seeing how much fun he had with it. So then I went and did it and then just really fell in love with, what involvement here at the university could do for you. But it wasn't really till later on, actually. I didn't get involved until after my sophomore year. That's when I first had my big step. I was here and there. I was in the PAs and with clubs and stuff, but in terms of an actual leadership role, I didn't really step into that until almost my junior year. But here I am 4 years later after that and not looking back at all.
Literally, you're involved everywhere now. So what was the first jump then? What was that first leap that you got into? Was it...
I think it started with FSA, right? Okay. So I was in the club for a little bit. That first year going to my first good fill in Dallas, actually kind of full circle because that's where it is this year as well. So I've done the full merry-go-round of host schools. So then just playing sports, having fun with the guys there, the ultimate team, everybody. And then after that, I really thought, this is something cool that I want to be a part of to a deeper extent, to a more meaningful extent. So then I applied to be an officer, became sports chair during my sophomore year, I believe, sophomore year. So then, being a club officer at first, like really kind of like learning what like responsibility is in a college environment, having to be self-sufficient, learning new skills and stuff. And after that, again, it was like, going and being an orientation leader, which my first time it was online actually because COVID came around. So that was my first taste at sort of like involvement with a department and stuff. So virtual orientation. It was fun.
Yeah.
We made it work.
Yeah, I don't know. You're playing little Kahoot games on there.
Yeah. We had some Kahoot games, some Jackbox games,
Okay.
Spoil the kids a little bit. Yeah. We bought a Jackbox subscription.
So you're an alumni here at St. Thomas, right?
Yes, I am.
So you got your degree in, what was it again?
Bachelor of Science in Cell and Molecular Biology.
Cell and Molecular Biology.
Cell and Molecular Biology.
And you're pre-med.
I was.
What happened? Like, what happened with that?
Actually, it's a really interesting story. So I was pre-med up until February of my senior year. So 2 months away from graduation, I was, full send pre-med. And then, that's when I, just a lot of time spent at the university, especially in campus ministry, really just being exposed to a very integrated faith culture that, your faith isn't like a Sunday thing. Your faith isn't something that you kind of like pick and choose when and where. You get to kind of like wear that jacket. It's just like really integrated with the rest of your life. So, I was open to like a lot of reflection and stuff. But I think for me, I really needed a lot of self-reflection. So like, just being in that environment and introducing sort of like prayer into that process was a really big aspect of, me. Okay, let me think about this. Like, let's see what God wants out of my life, what God's leading me to and stuff. So started thinking about my experiences and stuff, my strengths and skills. And then, I was on a ride back from a trip out of town and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this. So I started like looking around at programs and stuff, and then just realizing that like my time as a campus ministry intern and like through retreat leaders, helping with small groups and stuff like that, I realized I have a very powerful gift here. And sort of like why I wanted to go into pre-med initially out of high school was just wanting to have a career where I could like look after people and care for people. And my strength really lies there, right? Building relationships, like looking out for others and stuff like that. Now I'm about to finish up my master's in theology.
What a good way to wrap it up, like a little roundabout. So speaking about campus ministry, let's actually go check it out right now and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, now we're here at campus ministry. Calvin, you want to show us around?
Yeah, of course. So come along.
All right, let's go.
So this is campus ministry. Welcome. It's a very open space here on campus. You don't have to be Catholic to be here. It's just a nice place for people to come hang out. If you want to eat lunch, you can. Just want to hang out with some friends, study. It's not like we're going to force a Bible into your hand and stuff, but, we want it to be an open space for students to, explore their faith, work on their faith, but also have it be an open space for students to, enjoy their time here at the university, find their community, find their group and stuff. So it's just a little round. We just came in through the little lobby. We had like some couches and stuff to chill. Yeah. We got a little small group room back there. So we have a lot of stuff going on in there. It's always busy. We have like praise and worship in there. You guys actually met our group a while back. So you guys are in there for that. But then we also have like small groups and stuff. And I understand like you help lead a small group too.
I am leading a small group, yeah.
There you go, man. But other than that, this is pretty much my home right here. So yeah.
This is your desk right here?
Yeah, it's my desk. Sure. This is my humble abode.
Yeah, can I check in?
Little room tour. You want a room tour? I got
tour.
this Death Star for Christmas. Pretty cool. This is my laptop. This is where all the magic happens and stuff. I have my degree. This is an actual copy of my diploma, taped to the wall via painter's tape. But it's okay, because what happens when I graduated the first time, they accidentally sent me 2 copies and they let me keep the second one for free because they didn't know what to do about it. Yeah. So thank you to the registrar, saved me $75. So yeah, they let me have that for free. I have one framed at home. Don't worry. People always ask me, they're like, don't you want to frame it? And I'm like, this is my second copy and stuff. So it's really cool. And then I just have a couple of memories from my time here. some awards I have, some like most spirited, and then mission integration, one of the leadership awards here and stuff. So yeah, this is where the magic happens. This is where it goes down.
So what does the day look like when you're here in the office?
So yeah, the day looks pretty different based on like what's going on. But typically, if I'm not coming in from class or anything, I typically come in. We might have a couple meetings, working with the staff. You know, like what's next for the ministry. How can we help our student leaders? How can we, you know, like improve what we're doing? Stuff like that. And then, you know, sometimes we'll have like an event going on. So it's, you know, me running in, helping us prep the event, like Feasting with the Saints. We have that a lot. And then other than that, it's just working on whatever projects I have at the time. Like right now, it's starting to kick up Celt Classic. So the staff versus students game is pretty big. We kind of just got off of the Festival of St. Thomas. So we kind of have like some remnants of that just laying around. So it's a little messy in here. But you know, it's always what's the next big project. So right now it'll be like Celt Classic, Feasting with the Saints in 2 weeks. And then we also have like, you know, preparing for Goodfill and stuff, making sure all the FSA members are good to go and they have their stuff paid off and their tickets purchased. So really like no 2 days really look the same to me. But you know, I'm in here a lot.
Thank you so much for showing us around.
Yeah, of course.
It. And we'll go right back to the studio right now, guys. And now we're back. You know, you're doing your grads in theology. You're working on that right now. You're about to finish. And recently, you just won Mr. UST. You know, just to close the chapter out. How was that?
It's great. It was a big surprise. Actually, I had some friends of mine joke. I was currently 0 for 1 because I was on the court my senior year. My friend John got it. So he was the guy to get it, honestly. So props to him. But you know, like I had some friends joke. They're like, "You better go 0 for 2, man." So they're just kind of like gesturing with me. And then like honestly, I think at the end of the day, like the people I was with, right, everyone on the court, like we all deserved it. And you know, it was good to be around a group of guys and girls who just kind of recognize each other's like accomplishments and achievements. So that experience was really fun, just to see everybody like uplift each other. There was a little bit of competitiveness, but it was always just more joking about like who'd probably like you know, get the suit and stuff. Like we're always talking about like, oh, I want it because I want the suit. So it was just a lot of jokes, and it was just a really fun experience just to be on a court again. Definitely a little bit weird being like the oldest one there and stuff, like being a grad assistant, being an alumni as well on the court. So it was a different experience this time, but you know, yeah, I'm super grateful for the opportunity to, you know, be entrusted with this role to represent the university in this way, and just kind of like serve as a model for other people to like, you know, like kind of see like what the university can do for an individual, and like how much, you know, not just like educational training you can get, and how much, you know, like academic growth you can get, but a lot of like personal growth, faith growth, and stuff like that. So I'm glad that, you know, glad I'm able to, you know, be here and like have the honor and stuff.
So, I mean, you're Mr. UST. And for those people that don't know you, I want to ask a question, right? This Kel Crew, FOSS, like what does that mean to you?
Ooh, what does it mean for me? So all of you guys that don't know, FOSS is an acronym that we came up with for Festival of St. Thomas. We actually came up with it this year, which is the 3rd year, because I think we just got tired of saying Festival of St. Thomas a bunch of times. So we just called it FOSS. And then Kel Crew is sort of like this spirit organization I helped start with a couple of my friends. But, you know, to me, that's really just what it really represents is a student effort. Like I don't see it as like, oh, this is me showing like all the cool things like I can do and stuff. But really it's just, I think what it embodies is just like students being so excited and so passionate about their university that they want to introduce these new things, right? Like the festival, sort of like the 5-10 year plan is that it becomes like a big public event. Like we kind of get like the city in on it and stuff. Like it kind of turns into kind of like the Greek Fest across the street, you know, like the city gets into it and stuff. Like that's the vision that I have for it in the next couple of years. And, you know, like Kel Crew was always about building a fan culture on campus, you know, going out to games, like getting like a lot of like just like free stuff and like, you know, like having a really good time. And like, you know, even if you're not in the sport, you go to support the players there because they're your friends. You go just to enter into an high energy atmosphere that you absolutely like love, and it's electric and stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, these things are just like the result of a student who's just really passionate. And oftentimes a lot, right? It's the result of a lot of students who have the same idea and stuff. So for me, I think like it's a legacy thing. Like, you know, like I would be lying if I didn't say like I would enjoy like the legacy of these things getting big. But you know, like I just hope it serves as like a way to like sort of like materialize like student passion for the university and like wanting the university to get really big, wanting the university to succeed, wanting it to have a culture of growth and to, you know, be more involved in the community in like just very fun ways and like, you know, being open to a lot of things and stuff.
So then what's your advice for people that like want to get involved and want to get, you know, to like be like Mr. UST, the next Mr. UST? What we gotta do?
I think honestly the biggest advice I have is just don't be afraid to, you know, be yourself and to like look for areas where you find your strengths aligning in. It's, you know, it's very easy to like, you know, try to conform to like a set standard. But for me, like being myself, and like I encourage like other student leaders to, you know, just be yourself, like find out what you're good at and do that. The strengths that you have as a person in terms of leadership and, you know, wherever you are, whether you're in like a academic leadership role with like a research group, right? I know we have a lot of like research groups here on campus, or like you're in a very like programming heavy leadership role, like in student activities and campus ministry, Res Life, and all those other organizations and departments. You know, like just find your strengths, find what you're good at. Don't be afraid to like learn new things. What I've learned to love about the culture of leadership here on campus is that it's very much all about the student entering to this position versus sort of like, we're gonna like completely like change you into a different person. It's more like, how can we take what you have and what you bring to the table and like elevate that to a higher extent. So like, you know, if you're good at graphic design, right, we're gonna let you lean into that. If you're good at, you know, personal relationships, right, like managing people, they're gonna let you lean into that and stuff. So like, definitely don't feel pressure to like, you know, like don't feel like, oh, I'm not this way, so I can never do that. You know, just go into it and then like find ways to make your gifts work and stuff. And yeah, just don't be afraid to take that first step, right? And like it took me a little bit. It took me until junior year to have like my first official leadership role. So, you know, it's never too late.
See, graphic design. Your graphic design. I know that shirt you have on right now is designed by you. Yours truly, Calvin Nguyen.
A little Kel Crew shirt we made for basketball senior week. Not senior week, senior night.
Senior night.
Senior night. Senior night.
Yeah. And right now there's the FSA jersey that just come out, right?
Yes, there is. It's coming out for this good feel.
Yeah. How did you come about designing? How do you come up with these ideas? You know, when did you learn Photoshop? And
first, I didn't default to Photoshop. I actually ended up with, you know, so kind of like Canva. I started a little bit in Canva. Then jerseys? I went to, not for jerseys, but just to like design stuff.
Okay.
And then from there, I started, you know, kind of searching up like how to like design these things. So I was like seeing like mock-ups online, and then, you know, like, I kept seeing like a lot of like, they're like, oh, free PSD file. I was like, what's a PSD file? Yeah. So I kind of look into that. And then those are like very like Photoshop files and stuff for like mock-ups and templates and stuff. And I actually started to like learn from there, but it was like super like, if you, I can like send in my first jersey design I made. But yeah, it was a lot of like, you know, like me trying to figure things out, like everybody that works in graphic design probably like, you know, like the hassle of like trying to Google like something, whatever you're looking for, vector, free, transparent, and you add in all these tags. Like you add in all these tags to try to find something cool. But then like, you know, I went from there, and then to like this year, it's was totally different process. Cause I have this really cool sort of like benefit of like the school having Canva premium. So I'm able to get like elements from there, put it on transparent in high quality, edit the color, whatever I need to. So that helped a lot. So, like just looking at that design process, I'm sure popping up like right here.
Right, put it right here. Right here's
the jersey.
The first jersey.
The first jersey. And now the new one.
New one right here.
And so yeah, just kind of looking at it like sort of like like I wanted to do something really cool and stuff.
The jersey is amazing. People are hyped for it. I know a lot of people in FSA are hyped for it. And you learned so many skills throughout your years here. You graduated in molecular biology.
Yeah.
You've been involved as a PA, presidential ambassador, Mr. UST. You've learned Photoshop. You've done so much things on campus, creative FOSS, shirts for us, flyers, everything, right? So now what's next?
What's next?
You about to graduate.
I'm about to graduate.
What's the move?
So just kind of like looking at like the immediate future. Like I think it's time. Classroom's always fun, but I think it's I'm probably gonna try to go work. Ministry is always an option and stuff. But recently I started to like find out like I have a gift for like a lot of like community based things and stuff, like just working in campus ministry on like the outreach side and stuff. So probably looking to go into a couple like development, community development positions and stuff. I was like job hunting the other day, as every graduating student should be doing now, early on. So I actually saw that like, different professional sports team have like development positions and stuff, just with the fans and with the greater community that they're in and stuff. So, like looking at stuff like that and like, how do I like translate my gifts, and my skills that I've picked up here and like working like CM with events, working with like a group of leaders and like helping them grow up and like, just like, focusing on a lot of outreach in my job. Just trying new things, looking at new ways to kind of like use my skills and stuff. So yeah, that's.
Dude, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
I love having you here. I appreciate it, man. You're a real one, man. And I'm so glad to see what comes in the future.
Thanks for having me here.
No problem. And we'll just see y'all next time, guys. Right here. Stay bold.